2019 kicked off with the preparation for the 6th general elections after the conclusion of nomination in November 2018. From January to March 2019, politicians put in their resources to attain or retain government offices through campaigns all over the nooks and crannies of the country. After months of campaigning, the election meant to be conducted on February 16 was postponed by the Independent National Electoral Commission to February 23. The 1 week space was seen by many, especially to former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, as a creepy move. He eventually lost to the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate, President Muhammadu Buhari, with over 3 million votes. In January, Justice Walter Onohen was suspended by Buhari after non-declaration of assets relating to a series of questionable transactions denominated in local and foreign currencies as required by law. Onohen later turned his resignation letter in to President Buhari late on Thursday, April 4, 2019. Another major national issue in the early part of the year is the incessant herdsmen attacks on farmers as many lost their lives to the ruthless herders. But unlike previous years, their cows were struck dead on a few occasions. This, to some people, is a retaliatory action against the activities of the Fulani herdsmen, and as the event is natural, no one has been questioned and the attacks have reduced significantly. On May 2019, President Buhari was sworn in for his second term in office. Displeasing to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, he challenged legally up to the Supreme Court and lost. The general election, being favorable to some, became bitter for others who had defected from the ruling party APC to PDP. This included the immediate past president of the Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki, who eventually lost his support in Kwara State as well as a seat in the Senate. On May 27, despite APC's huge victory in most states in Nigeria, they lost the Zamfara state election to their closest rival, PDP, due to their mishandling in its primaries, as it was confirmed by the court that the APC candidate was not presented. This led to the emergence of PDP's Bello Matawalle being the candidate with the second highest number of votes casted. Also in Kogi, there were fears that Governor Yahaya Bello might not make it back to the Lugard House seat of governance over non-payment of workers' salaries. But despite the irregularities, the governor emerged the winner of Kogi State election. For the first time since 1999, PDP lost Bayelsa to the opposition on the account of bad politics. It was observed the party mismanaged its primary election, with Governor Seraiki Dixon seen as trying to have his way all along. On November 16, 2019, APC's David Leon polled 352,552 votes to defeat PDP Senator Duoye Diri of the PDP, who polled 143,172 votes. Another and major event that shook Nigeria, particularly Edo State, is the feud between Obaseki and his predecessor Oshiomhole, which is still fresh and developing as at this moment. Another royal rumble that shaped 2019, aside the Obaseki-Oshiomhole feud, is the conflict between Emir Sanusi Mohammed II and Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, which started shortly before the elections. The feud was as a result of the attempted division of the monolithic Kano Emirate by the state government, which almost dethroned the emir. A sorrowful event in 2019 is the xenophobic attack on Nigerians and other Africans in South Africa. This caused outrage in Nigeria as South African-owned businesses in Nigeria, such as ShopRite, were vandalized, caused uproar on social media as top Nigerian celebrities locked arms with top South African celebrities. And unlike before, the government reacted quickly to the situation by withdrawing its ambassador from South Africa, dispatched a special envoy, and pulled out of a major international conference in Cape Town.
Nigeria continues to play the Big Brother Africa, not just to South Africa, but to several other African countries. But the question we should ask ourselves is, if you are playing a Big Brother Africa to your fellow African country, what do you stand to gain? What do you stand to benefit? In a country where shedding of blood is seen as nothing, there is no way you will expect citizens of other countries to cherish your own.
On August 3, Operatives of the Department of State Services arrested the 2019 presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore on the allegation of trying to overthrow the government of President Buhari by initiating the Revolution Now protest. On December 4, he was released but rearrested the following day while standing in court for trial. His rearrest reopened the illegal detention of Shiite leader Ibrahim El-Zakzaky and former National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dasuki, among others. Sowore was later released along with Dasuki on Tuesday, December 24, leaving El-Zakzaky in DSS custody. On December 5, Justice Mohammed Idris sentenced the former governor of Abia State and the serving senator, Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, to 12 years in jail. He was arrested and convicted for fraud of over 7.1 billion naira, which has been dragged in court since 2007. Consequently, his company, Slok Nigeria Limited, was ordered to wind down and his assets forfeited to the government. The wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, unlike the past wives of the president, have been outspoken about opportunists who are hijacking her husband's government to the detriment of those who worked for his election. Among the set of people is the presidential spokesperson Garba Shehu, who she accused of destroying her family by interfering with the family affairs of the president. Also, 35 aides were sacked from the presidential villa. This backed the rumor of the president's loyalists trying to oust the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. In a bid to tackle smuggling, Nigeria partially closed its land borders in October 2019, thereby banning import and export of goods in and out of the country. This has been a major issue in 2019, as Nigerians, as at the end of the year, do not know when it will be opened. The government has maintained that the action is to curb the smuggling of petroleum products to other countries at a subsidized price and smuggling of rice into the country. Many complained it has affected their businesses, while others commended the action, saying it has improved the consumption of local commodities in the country. On December 9, former executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Babatunde Fowler, an associate of the vice president, was seen packing as his term in office was not renewed. Another major event that shaped 2019 is the introduction of the controversial bill, sponsored by the Deputy Senate Chief Whip, Senator Abdullahi Sabi, titled the National Commission for Prohibition of Hate Speech. It said the bill, when passed into law, will address issues of discrimination, hostility and violence in Nigeria. Despite its justification, Nigerians reacted and voted against the bill, saying it is a sign of sloping to dictatorship. These are the events and people that shaped 2019 for Nigeria and Nigerians. The good, bad, fine and ugly, all shaping the present and future of the country. The citizens, being displeased by the government's performance, now look forward to a better 2020. For more information and latest news as it emerges, log on to www.independence.ng. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. From TV Independent, have a prosperous new year.